Hello and welcome back. If you are visiting my channel, it's because you love all things makeup, just like I do. However, I buy that much of it that I can't use it before it starts to go out of date, and I would not recommend using eyeshadows that are years old on your face, but I do anyway. I thought I would share with you what I've got in my project pan because I started off the year really well and then it just went completely by the wayside, so I'm trying to start again. And I've got a few empties that I'm going to show you as well. So if you do like this type of video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all of the good stuff. It really helps me out. If you can watch the whole thing, I would be eternally grateful. And I'm just going to jump into what I've got in my project pan in terms of eyeshadow palettes. So Morphe has really annoyed everyone this week by closing all of its UK stores and not telling the staff. I don't think that should wash, but I've got the pan, I've got the palette, I've got quite a few Morphe palettes, and I haven't bought anything from Morphe for ages because it completely just uninspires me at the moment. But this is the 35p. This is mega old packaging. This is donkeys old, and I've never hit pan on anything. I've put this in my project pan because as we transition from August into September, we're going to transition into more and more autumnal looks, and I just think this would be a really good addition to that. This is when like Morphe was Morphe, when it was really good, when it was more brushes than eyeshadow palettes. This has just got some really good, some gorgeous purples, mauves, browns, and that black is like black. It is black. I don't know why I've just done that because that took ages to get off my finger. So another item in my project pan, my ABH Modern Renaissance. I absolutely love this palette. I've actually hit pan on a couple of shades, the darkest brown here and this shimmer shade. I think I'm really close on this shade here. I do love this palette again. It's so like just such a lovely like romantic palette, but I've chosen this because I really do think it will transition well from spring into autumn, and you know, we're going to create some gorgeous like really nice autumnal looks with it. I think with both of these palettes you could go bold or you can go simple, you know, really simple. And I've got two Colourpop eyeshadows. That probably wasn't a good thing to do with those. I have pulled out, so a fair few years ago I got a whole like kit thing and from Colourpop, and it had it had like blue and orange and yellow and whatnot, but I've pulled these two out of that because I really do think, again, as we go from summer into autumn, I mean, how many times can I say it, but as we go from summer into autumn, I really do think that these two palettes are gonna be able to get some use out of. So this is the orange one, Orangey Glad. And as you can see, I've got gorgeous brown, some oranges, obviously Orangey Glad, I like a peachy shade here, a couple of shimmers, that's like a pressed pigment, and again I think that and the red one, Main Squeeze, just going to be gorgeous for autumn. I'm excited to use those. I think I can use them for every day, for some really bold looks. If you do want to see a bold look using these two, because you know, may mix them together, you never know, then let me know in the comments down below and I will film that for you. So the last one I've got in my project palette for this month, and I know it's August, but I think I'm going to go from August and use them through September into October, just to try and get as much use out of them as possible before I kind of swap them out, is my Nikki Tutorials. I think I used this a couple of times when it first came out, and not because I don't like it, just because I've got so many palettes. So it opens like that, and it's basically, it's like light and dark, night and day. It's a pressed pigment palette. This was from Beauty Bay, and I do love Beauty Bay palettes, but you know, if you are into makeup in any way, shape or form, you know this is old. And that is it right there. Again, it's got some really bright colours. It's got this bright orange here. got some deep purples, this colour here, blues, and I feel like again I'm going to be able to use it from summer into the autumn month. I'm looking forward to using those because I've been through my makeup collection. I've done a whole reorganising video. I've pulled these out as some things that I haven't really used in a long time. I think I've been using the 35p for a little bit. I kind of swapped that out, but I am going to create a few Project Pan makeup looks, so keep an eye out for those. But I've got a few empties as well in this tub right here. So I've got some makeup, I've got some skincare, I've got some things that I had in my Project Pan. Not eyeshadows, but foundations, mascaras. I'm just going to tell you what I've used and what I would use again. So I think I'm going to do skincare first. I've used up my Nivea Micellar Water, soothing for eyes, face and lips. I think I bought this because it was on special offer at one point. It is a nice micellar water, and I'd probably use it again. It says 0 residue, effective makeup removal, gentle cleansing, no rubbing. You have to rub. It's telling you lies. It's alright. If it's on special again, I'll get it, but it's not something that I would like really reach for and be like, that's the best micellar water I've ever had in my life. I don't think I've found a micellar water that I thought that's the best micellar water I've ever had in my life. If you've got any recommendations, please let me know in the comments down below. But it's okay, if it's on special again, I'll get it. Okay, and another one is the Bubble Slam Dunk Hydrating Moisturiser. Now I got this in a Beauty Bay mystery box, and it's one of those ones that you take the lid off and you plump it up and it gives you looks like a flower in there. It's nice. I liked it. There are better moisturisers out there that I feel work better on my skin. It was a lovely hydrating moisturiser. It did make me feel good. It made me feel slightly oily, but I think that may have just been my hormonal skin at the time. Again, it's just trial and error with everything that you do, isn't it? It was okay. It does say to apply 1 or 2 pumps. I found 1 pump was enough for me and my skin, and I have at the moment I have quite a combination skin. My skin can be oily one day, it can be dry the next. Welcome to the perimenopause. It's what it is. I wouldn't buy it again. So another item is my Kiehl's. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I can't. Herbal extract toner, alcohol free. So that is it right there, so you can get a good look at what it should look like. And this is made with whole flowers and pure extracts for normal to oily skin. Now, even though it says normal to oily and my skin's been a little bit combination and a little bit dry, it was nice. It was nice on my skin. It's definitely something that I'd purchase again. Once I've done my cleanse, done all the cleansing on my face, I felt like that really fetched a lot of balance back to the face. It was lovely, and it was quite soothing. It wasn't harsh. It smelled quite nice. The only thing that put me off it was the bits in the bottom of it. It smelled lovely, citrusy almost, and yeah, I loved that, and I would get that again. Okay, so another skincare product would be my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue. Now this is pricey. It's pricey as it's lovely. I would definitely buy it again. I would buy it as a treat. You don't need to use a lot, you can use it quite sparingly. That tub lasted me a long time. What size was the tub? It was 15 millilitres or 5 fluid ounces. So yeah, it did last me a good few months, but it is super pricey. You only need a little bit, you don't need to go overboard, unless you've got really dry under eyes, then I suppose you could do. But I found that a little bit went a long way with that, and it is something that I would purchase again, but it is pricey. It's really pricey. So the last piece of skincare, is it skincare? It's a 3-in-1 cleansing balm from the Beauty Crop. Now I got this when I purchased my Beauty Bay mystery box. Now this is refillable as well, so I'm going to keep it because I feel like I can get the refill and save the environment a little bit with plastics and whatnot, but loved it. It absolutely melted every bit of my makeup off my face, and it felt so nice afterwards. So I was doing the cleanse with the Beauty Crop and then toning with this and trying to get away from it, and doing a little bit of the Magic Eye Cream. Such a good combination. I use a L'Oreal like night cream because it's quite thick, so that at night when you're taking my makeup off, a little bit of eye cream was just wonders, absolute wonders for my skin. And my skin, I never know what it's going to do because I'm, say 1,000 times I'm in perimenopause, so one day to the next you don't know what's going to happen, and one day I can be itchy all over and the next day I can be absolutely fine. One day I've got brain fog and I don't know who I am, and the next day I've still got brain fog and I don't know who I am, so there we have it. But yeah, those are the skincare products. Now there's a couple of bits in here that I've had for ages and I've just like used up. So I've got a couple of Max Fix Pluses that, see, when I first started really getting into makeup, it was like, oh my god, I'm not going to use that because it was expensive and I'm going to save it, but then what am I saving it for it to go out of date? So I need to use it. So it was a Max Fix Plus Prep and Prime, like the original type of one, and then a Max Fix Plus Passion Setting Spray. So absolutely amazing. Would buy them again? Yes, I believe I would, because they were really good. And another one, PS Prep and Prime and Infuse. Now this is definitely trying to be like the Max Fix Plus with the sprayer and whatnot. This can still smell, I love it. Smell absolutely fits. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would, because it was lovely. It was really nice, and it was absolutely a fraction of the price of the MAC. And I've got a couple more setting sprays in here. Let's finish the setting sprays. Oh, I found a piece of skincare that I forgot about. My Vichy 89. Now I've got another one of these because I love it so much. Probiotic Fractions Concentrate. And this serum right here, again, I think it's a little bit pricey, but this is worth every penny. I bought a bigger bottle with a pump on it for my next bottle. I would absolutely buy that again as a serum on my face. Absolutely loved it. You can use it morning and night as well. I actually forgot that was in there. I can't believe I forgot that was in there. But back to the setting sprays. So another one that I really liked was the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1 setting spray. Now I bought this on like a little sample spray because I'd heard good things about it, but I didn't want to buy a full size one and not like it and waste my money, which is why I like these little travel size ones. But I loved it. It kept everything in place. It wasn't the best setting spray I'd ever had in my life, but would I buy it again? Yes, I would. And the Makeup Revolution Fix Base Super Hold Setting Spray, that one right there, would never buy it again. It didn't hold anything in place. It was just, yeah, I think it was just a spray for the face. That's pretty much it. So, eyebrows. I have been through, in the past couple of months, 4 eyebrow pencils. This Makeup Revolution one. I always seem to lose the lids as well. I don't know why, I just do. So, Makeup Revolution, and it's not got anything on it. There's a tiny little bit left in there which you're never gonna, let me put these down, never gonna get through. I don't know whether it's just worn off or what, but it was like a crayon almost, rather than a pencil, but it's triangle, so you had like a pointy end. I really liked it. The colour was spot on. And the next one I've got is another Makeup Revolution one, and this was the Micro Handling Effect. So I've managed to keep a little bit of the pencil on that, and that has got absolutely nothing left in it. It's another one I'd probably buy again. It was the perfect brown colour for me. It was the deep brown that I really like. And I've got a Beauty Bay one. Now this one again was, I've got a little bit left here. I got this in the shade Tawny. This one was a little bit too red for me, and that was it right there. There's a little bit of pencil left, but I'm not going to use it up. It was just a little bit too red for me. It looks, the trouble is it looks deep there. I'm being a bit awkward with this now, aren't I? It looks deep there, but then when you put it on, it was almost red. So it wasn't for me. I have had Beauty Bay eye pencils before, and I did find the right shade, and then when I when I reordered it, I ordered the wrong bloody shade, didn't I? And this She Glam one. This is the She Glam Brows on Demand 2-in-1 brow pencil. So it's got like a pen on one side, which I didn't really use that much, and then it's got the pencil on the other, which has got absolutely nothing left in it. I've got another one of these. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing, and every time I kind of do a She Glam order or do a Shein order, which isn't that often, and I feel like this is running out, I will get another one because it was absolutely amazing. I loved that. So what have I got in here? Let's do mascaras. I've got 2 green mascaras that I have used up. 3 mascaras. So the Makeup Revolution Big Lash mascara. Oh God, you can hear how dry they are when you open them. That was the wand right there. It was shit. I didn't like it. One little bit, will never buy again. And I have got the W7 Eye Lust. All of these are in black as well. And again, that was the wand right there. This one was a little bit better than the Big Lash. If I can see it cheap, I'll buy it and use it as an everyday mascara. Other than that, no, it's not one I will buy again. I think I liked it when I first used it. I can't remember, but then I kind of found better and thought this isn't as good as I thought it was, if you know what I mean. And my next one, the Maybelline The Falsies Surreal. This one. Loved this one. Now, I don't think I've ever found a Maybelline mascara that I didn't like. My God, it's so dry. It's so dry. And that's the wand right there. The wand was the perfect size for me. I loved it. I've got other mascaras that I do need to use up, but it's definitely one I would buy again. 100% I would get that again. It just gave me just length, and for someone that doesn't have a lot of eyelash, it was absolutely perfect. So what else have I got in here? So concealer, you will have to forgive me if I say this wrong. Is it Nabla? What? This concealer right here. I had this for absolutely ages. It's like a cushiony sponge, and I think I bought a shade that was a bit too light. Tell me what shade I bought. It's a Regeneration Uplifting Creamy Concealer. Now, it was creamy. It was super creamy. I really did love it. I bought the shade Porcelain, which online probably looked better than the colour that arrived. I think the only downside to this was the colour. I had the wrong shade, but it was really, really nice, and I would definitely repurchase it in the right shade for me. And another concealer, the second concealer I finished, is my Tarte Shape Tape. Now, again, I had this for absolutely ages. I have bought the creaseless Tarte Shape Tape. Is it Tarte concealer? Is it Shape Tape or is it concealer? I can't remember. I'll have to look at the packet. But this is still an oldie but a goodie for me. This is still one that I would probably repurchase. However, there's that many new concealers come out, and there's that many new products come out. Your oldie but goodies you kind of don't repurchase because you know that they're going to go off. Hence Project Pan. But again, that is definitely one I will purchase again. Now, I've got a couple of primers in here. So I have the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. It was okay. It's not one that I'm going to run out and buy again. It did its job. It's meant to be a skin perfecting primer, and it says, treat your skin to a velvety primer, feels lighter than a cloud and leaves your skin looking and feeling divine. Now, my skin did feel nice, but I found that it did like pill a lot. I got a lot of little bitty bits all over my face, no matter what kind of combination of skincare that I put this with. I did kind of get a little bit of pilling. It may be the way I use the product. I may have been a bit heavy on the skincare. I may have used the primer a bit too soon and not let my skincare settle in, because you know, in the mornings you're in a rush, sometimes you don't do that. But it was pretty much almost every time, so don't think it's one that I'm gonna buy again unless they change the formula. Now, another one, I had this ages, I don't even know if they sell this anymore, but I finished it this week. It was the Makeup Revolution Ultra Face Base Primer, and it says 24-hour protection, which is an absolute lie. It is I think it's paraffin based. It doesn't have a lot on the back, it just has a really basic amount of ingredients. It was very silicone-y. I didn't like it. It made my face feel really greasy, and to the point where I would put the powders on and I could feel the primer grease seeping through the powder, and I just looked shiny. So, foundations. I've managed to finish off all of my True Match. Now, I love True Match. I had 3 bottles of it. These are the shades. What shades did I have? 1N Ivory, 5N Sand and 2N Vanilla. So I need to mix these together to get a really good shade depending on the timing of the year. It is an absolutely amazing foundation. I've just got about 55 foundations, so I can't justify buying another one, but I do keep buying more. I may go in and buy it again, but at this moment in time I'm trying not to. But I would 100% buy the L'Oreal True Match again any day of the week. It is one of my favourites. And I also finished off one of my L'Oreal Infallibles. It's that old, the packaging's old, and this was the shade 145 Rose Beige, which was a really good colour for me. It does look like there's some left in these bottles, but I can guarantee you there isn't. They are dead in the water. But again, if you want a full coverage foundation, L'Oreal Infallible is the one for you. It is amazing. It is one of the most amazing foundations out there, and it is another one that I will repurchase all day long. However, I've still got 2 bottles of it in my project pan, so I won't be getting another one anytime soon. And my last product, my very last product, was my Rimmel Match Perfect Silky Loose Face Powder, and I had the shade Translucent, and it is a lightweight, smooth and soft powder. Matches skin's texture for a flawless and neutral looking finish. Wears for up to 8 hours. Now, I was using this again as part of my project pan, and I was using it on everyday looks. I was using it to go into the office, and I've used it quite a lot when the weather was warm, and it kept oils at bay. It couldn't keep this at bay, it couldn't keep that at bay, but generally if I used that as a primer or a different primer that I've got in my project pan, it kept everything in place. I didn't feel cakey when I put it on. You know, I only needed a light dusting of it. You didn't need to go overboard. Unless you really want to go overboard, then go for it, but it didn't feel too much on the skin for me. And it is one that, if you know it's on offer or if I do need a new powder, it's one that I probably would buy again, yes. And you know, I am saying I would buy all of these again. I'm not going to run out and get them again, because I've got items in my project pan that I need to use up, as well as the eyeshadows, but I seem to get more interest in the eyeshadows than anything else. But I've got bronzers, concealers, all sorts, so when I've got some more empties again, I'll do another one of these videos and let you know how I'm getting on and what I've managed to use up, because I have got a lot of makeup that I do need to use up before it does go off, especially the liquidy products, because they do start to separate and go off, and then they're just ready for the bin, and it is just such a waste. And we don't want waste, we don't like waste, I don't like waste. If you did like this video, don't forget to give me like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. If you made it to the very end, thank you very much. Thank you for the watch hours, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.